Yo, what's good, my people? It's your boy, Big Chris, the Content Animator, and I'm here to bring you another WWE Raw review. So tonight we're reviewing WWE Raw for April 7th, 2014. And, man, what a show. So, let's go on and get into this. And before I even start any talking about anything, just a little bit of news. So supposedly you got a few people who are talking about that last night either being their last night at WWE or that this is their last week in the WWE. You got Ezekiel Jackson who posted something on to what do you call it onto Twitter, basically saying thank you WWE for everything that they've done for him, and basically saying all that stuff and saying that he's done and that his contract is up and he won't get rehired back. So you have him. Then you also have rumors that Vicky Guerrero is done as well, and she's retiring from the WWE. So you know, big ups to Vicky. Big ups for her for keeping it going and staying a trooper even after her husband Eddie's death and stuff like that. And hopefully her daughter can do something in the WWE and do something while she's at NXT and become something bigger while she's there. So, let's get on down to the Raw review. And before I start talking about anything, WWE started off the Raw with a video package for Daniel Bryan. And it was just basically a video package showing all of Daniel Bryan's, going from when he was in NXT and then coming all the way to, him coming as to WWE champion, and just to show the very nice video package, and really got people hyped and really got me just hyped to see Daniel Bryan come on the show, and just realizing that damn, this dude has been through a lot, and his career there has been kind of short, but he's done a lot within his career. So you get, after the video package, you get the crowd going crazy, yes chanting, and then you get Daniel Bryan coming out and the crowd just goes nuts, and the whole arena, New Orleans, is just chanting yes for Daniel Bryan. So he comes out there and he gets in the ring, and just for a few minutes they're still chanting yes, and he's just taking it all in and just kind of feeling it. And I just love this. It really did put that it was a big thing for him last night and a big thing for the WWE last night. So just the whole crowd chanting yes with him, and just him standing there with the belts and him talking about I can't really do the whole chanting yes thing with the belts because they're heavy, but I'm gonna keep doing them because his shoulders are fucked up right now, but he's gonna keep doing them and stuff. So he does the yes chants, and he starts talking to the crowd and basically saying, he started the whole yes thing 2 years ago, not to get the fame, not to really do anything with it, but more of a whole thing of him just, chanting yes, and it became a thing of change, and it it just became something big, and it's the universe who made it that way, and they deserve a lot of the credit for what's going on with him, and the universe says he deserves it, but he's like, no, you deserve what's going on for all this and stuff like that. He basically just spent this whole time putting them over, and I really did like this. I thought it was a very good promo. I thought his crowd interaction was very good, and just he was very passionate about what he was saying, and just Daniel Bryan being Daniel Bryan. Right now he is kind of the people's champion, and just doing everything he needs to do in his promo, and just did a very good job of that. So next you get Triple H, who comes down, and Triple H is just, him and Stephanie are just pissed, and just mad as fuck looking and stuff. So you get Triple H, who basically says that he's going to end the whole yes movement thing, and he's so tired of bullshit with Daniel Bryan and stuff like that, and just he basically says, I'm not going to get in the ring, but later on tonight, I'm going to challenge you to a match, and it's going to be for your belts, and I'm going to win, and I'm going to end all this bullshit. So you get Daniel Bryan, who just takes it off as like, you know what, fuck you. Then Triple H kind of gets more angry with Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan just says, you know what, you're not going to come in this ring, I'm going to come up in front of you, and I'm going to start doing these yes chants, and just, it pisses off Triple H, and Triple H leaves the leaves the ring just pissed off. And you got Daniel Bryan with the crowd chanting yes in the middle of the ring. Just a beautiful sight. So, After that, you get your first match of the night, which is the Wyatt family versus Big E, your Intercontinental Champion, Sheamus, and John Cena. And this match right here was your crowd match. Um, the whole crowd was behind the Wyatt family. You know, the Wyatt family does the whole thing of saying the town's name when they come in, so you know that already gets them behind them. But just the hatred for Cena as well, and it was kind of fucked up because Cena's hatred fell over to Sheamus and Big E, but one of these guys did kind of flip the script on the Wyatts, and you know, and on the crowd as well, kind of got the crowd going onto his side as well. But I'll talk to that in a second. But you get a pretty chill match between the Wyatts and the Wyatts and the baby faces here, and you know the Wyatt family really acts tough, really is tough in this match, and you know the crowd is cheering the shit for Wyatt. Once Cena gets out, who's getting booed the whole time, and you get a guy like Sheamus who gets in, and he just gets booed as well, and the Wyatt family gets cheered for every punch that they throw, and the other guys get booed for every punch that they throw. You get Cena who gets back in, and just the same thing. You know, the crowd is just making this match right here. Make sure I get my notes. But the crowd is just making this match right here and just making it exactly what it needed to be, and you know, just something that was just putting over the Wyatt family, and the Wyatts just, you know, rolling on top. Even when you get Biggie Langston, who got in and was getting heavily booed, the one good thing about this was that Biggie Langston, once he got in, he knew exactly what to do, and he started hitting these drops, dropping Eric Rowan onto his knee and stuff, and basically got the crowd over onto his side. And as long as he was doing big and crazy good moves, the crowd was with him, even though they were still booing him a little bit. But his athleticism really got over, and that was just a good showing of, you know, even when you're in a heel crowd and just a smarky crowd like this, that the guys who can really go can get over. So, you know, just more of Cena and stuff like that, and you get Sheamus who does his fisherman suplex onto with Eric Rowan. I mean, with Luke Harper onto Eric Rowan. He gets a little bit of pop for this, but not too much. And then the Wyatts just go crazy, start fucking up the guys on the outside. You get Cena who gets knocked down by Eric Rowan. Then Luke Harper does the dive onto Sheamus. And then Bray Wyatt does his creepy walk and walks up, does his creepy back thing, then walks up to Biggie Langston, and the whole time while this is happening, you get the crowd who's chanting, "Wyatt is gonna kill you," and that was just so funny to me, and just like they're going, "Wyatt is gonna kill you," just like a horror movie chant, and it was just like really great and really added more to this finish. And you get Bray Wyatt who hits the Sister Abigail onto Biggie Langston, and what started off to be a really good match and really good crowd reaction, and what ended to be a really fun match. And you know, not too great, you know, not one of the best 6-man matches that they had, but I thought it was a very fun 6-man match, and you know, the crowd was into it, and you get the Wyatt family who gets a win coming out on a night. And you know, even though your Intercontinental Champion got pinned, I thought he came out looking good here and was one of the guys who got the crowd, you know, to turn to his side during the match. So for your first promo that you get, as far as video package promo that you get tonight, you get the WWE talking about the guys who coming up for this year, and the first one is Bo Dallas. And they basically just showed a little video package for Bo Dallas. And if you don't know who he is, he's a guy down at NXT, your last NXT championship before the new guy who just won it. But a very funny character, a character that's, I would say, very good on the mic. In real life, he's Bray Wyatt's brother, so that'll just go to show you how good his mic skills can be and how good his mic skills are right now. His in-ring skills are okay, but you know, it's always time to get better. And hopefully the WWE can do something with him. They did bring him up one time before when he went into the Royal Rumble, but it really went nowhere. But hopefully this time he can actually do something, and especially coming in as a heel, he can have something really great for this. So next you get your next match, which is Fandango and Summer Rae versus Santino and Emma in a mixed tag match. And I'm just going to go through this match. This match was pretty boring. The crowd really wasn't into it. the main thing I took from this match was that Emma needs to get away from Santino. You basically at the end of this match you get Emma does the rope thing, whatever she call it, whatever she calls Emma something, the Emma illusion or whatever she Emma shit something like that. But she gets the Emma lock at the end and basically wins the match. But Fandango looked okay here. Summer Rae looked okay here as far as, just them and their crowd reaction. The crowd was, doing the Fandango and stuff like that. And they were even doing Emma's dance. But the main thing I took from this match was that, you know, Emma can get over without Santino. And I think Santino really is holding her back, especially character wise right now. The whole crowd was doing the dance and stuff. And especially when Emma won, Santino was kind of, holding her and cheering her on and stuff like that, and not really letting her get the crowd reaction I thought she needed at the end of this match. So hopefully they do break these two up very fast and let Emma get over on her own. So next you get this segment. You get Brock Lesnar, who comes out with Paul Heyman, and they basically go in. So with this, you get basically Paul Heyman, who comes out there and he cuts a very good promo. I'll take nothing from Paul Heyman's promos. Paul Heyman cuts a very, very good promo, building up Brock Lesnar, saying, a collegiate champion, UFC champion, ex-WWE champion, the youngest WWE male to win the WWE championship. Just build him up to the top, made him look like an ace here, and just made him look very good, and talked about how Undertaker fainted at the end of the match and stuff like that, and they had to take him to the hospital, and it's all the fans' fault, and just cut a very good promo here. The problem with this is that it really did nothing to further on Brock Lesnar from here. Yes, it built him up. Some of the crowd got into it. They started liking a few of the things that he did, but it was more of Paul Heyman doing what Paul Heyman can do. And it really didn't. It just kind of like left it settled and just there as far as the Undertaker streak goes. And, nothing really big happened tonight besides this promo with Brock Lesnar. And I felt that there should have been a lot more to this. But, hopefully, something happens from here. Something has to happen this year from here to the next WrestleMania that really kind of shows, okay, this is where we're going with Lesnar. This is where we're going with this whole guy that defeated the streak thing. Yes, the WWE got a lot of publicity off of this, but, they say that there's no such thing as bad publicity, but there is if you're not going to do anything with it. So yeah, I hope to God that, they can probably do something with this dude. They got to. So next you get another vignette package for Adam Rose, which is another wrestler from NXT, and a guy who was just repackaged like a few weeks back, and it's already looked like he's coming up to the main roster in about a couple months or so. But this is another interesting one because he's, like I say, he's just been repackaged, and his theme, his entrance, everything that he's doing down in NXT, I was saying this to myself a while back, it feels like it's ready for the main roster right now, but I hope that they don't bring him up too soon, in that, he gets a few more episodes and a few more shows in NXT to fully perfect everything as far as, what they're going to do when they bring him up to the main roster. But I see why they're doing this, and he should be a fun character to have on the show. So next you get Batista and Randy Orton versus the Usos, and this match came up after Triple H was doing a backstage thing with Stephanie and basically pissed off about all the shit that's going on with Daniel Bryan, and Batista and Randy Orton come right back there, and they're pissed off that Triple H is making a match for himself tonight. And, Triple H goes, well, you guys fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up, but you guys was the ones who let him win the title. and I tried to help both of you, and nothing happened. But the best thing for you two is to join together and try to win those titles or whatever, and basically trying to recreate the evolution here. And Triple H basically telling them that we work better together than we do alone. So you get basically the creation of Evolution and a match with the Evolution guys versus the Usos. And what you get basically is a championship match that was a squash match that everybody got counted out here. Both teams got counted out here, and you get the Evolution guys basically smashing on to the Usos and putting them down. And as far as this go, I thought it was okay. It wasn't anything great here, but as far as both of these guys coming in and doing what they needed to do, and I'm happy that they didn't win the titles from the Usos. I thought that would have been a very wrong thing to do, but I'm happy that it set them up, especially for something later on in the night. So next you get a match with Damien Sandow versus the returning Rob Van Dam, and this is just basically a match where Rob Van Dam's coming back and drawing heat. Sandow got a few moves in, but Rob Van Dam basically came in here and tried to get himself back acclimated and got himself out there. I think that it was a pretty chill match here. I like the way that Sandow worked it here, and trying not to let Rob Van Dam do his gimmick, but Rob Van Dam was going to come over anyway and did exactly what he needed to do. The crowd popped from it, so it was what it needed to be, and I thought it was pretty cool. And Rob Van Dam wins with the frog splash. So next you get a segment that I was very in love with. Next you get Bad News Barrett, Bad News Barrett, Wade Barrett, who comes out and returns for a match, and he's going against Rey Mysterio. So you get Wade Barrett, who's just like jolly old English dude here, and just he's getting ready to say his stick, and Rey Mysterio slaps the mic out of his hand, and they go into having a pretty brutal match. Not brutal, but like a pretty physical match with Wade Barrett. I keep forgetting him and Bray Wyatt mixed up, but Wade Barrett coming in and really going in on Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio also kind of getting some physicality onto Wade Barrett. But the good thing here is that you can tell Wade Barrett is finally getting total access of his character and who he is. The whole Bad News Barrett stuff kind of gives him more of an edge, and gives him a reason to fight, and not just, oh, I'm this bare knuckle brawler, or I had this Nexus thing. This is more of a character for him, and he finally, to me, has a character. So the match ends where Rey Mysterio hits the 619 onto Wade Barrett, and he's about to do the dime drop, about to do the whatever he does, the jump off the top rope, the splash, but Wade Barrett ends up hitting him, catching him, knocking him down, and then hitting him with the bull hammer for the win, and you get your English boy Wade Barrett picking up the win here. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty chill match, and I really love seeing Wade Barrett get in there and get a win, and really accessing his character right now, and I'm happy to see him back in the ring. So next you get a match with Zack Ryder versus the debuting on Raw, Alexander Rusev, and you get his girl Lana, who comes out there, introduces him. Lana looking sexy as hell, and basically what you're going to get here is Alexander Rusev squashing Zack Ryder. Zack gets a little bit of offense in, but Alexander Rusev went in. The crowd wasn't too much into this, but I think that this is more of, this guy coming in and really looking tough and beating the shit out of a dude. Like I said, Lana looked really hot here. I thought Rusev did a really good job of getting all his moves in. Nothing was really sloppy. Everything looked very nice, and hopefully, in the future, he can get somebody to feud with, or somebody pretty soon that can kind of get him over as far as a heel goes. And I think a good match would probably be him versus somebody like Ziggler, or somebody else like Goldust would be a really good thing for him to kind of go over on Goldust, somebody who can get a lot of face heat and he can draw a lot from. but he ends up hitting his finisher, which is kind of like I think he calls it acolyte or something like that. But he hits his finisher and picks up the win here, and him and Lana cheering for themselves in the ring. So next you get the returning Ultimate Warrior, and you get Ultimate Warrior who comes down, dons his jacket with the whole spray painted Ultimate Warrior character on the back, gets in the ring, blows up, as he calls it, and just goes in and kind of tries to get himself into the character at first, but then dons the mask and goes in and just does his whole little stick with the Ultimate Warrior thing and just, goes straight old school on us and does a really good promo talking about his whole, thing of you being who you need to be and all the guys in the back going to be legendary one day. They just got to keep working and stuff like that, and just basically cutting a good old school Ultimate Warrior promo and just doing a very good job of it. He does his thing, gets out the ring, and you get a very good segment with the Ultimate Warrior. So next you get AJ Lee, who comes down, and you get her just gushing over herself that she's 295 days with the WWE Divas Champion. And she gets in there and she just, going saying that. And at one point she says that she is the best diva in the world, kind of going off of her boyfriend CM Punk type thing. And just cutting a pretty chill promo right here, saying that, all those months ago, she came here to change the Divas division. She said her promo back in, I think it was back after SummerSlam, and, basically beat up all the total divas and faced everybody that she needed to face, and then at WrestleMania beat all 13 girls and did what she needed to do. And I thought she cut a pretty good promo here. You get the upstart Paige, who comes out, your NXT champion Paige, who comes out and tries to congratulate AJ Lee. AJ Lee doesn't take that nicely and kind of fucks with her for a little bit, and then slaps the shit out of her, and then tells her, you know what? How about this? I challenge you what do you say? I challenge you to a match, and I'll even put my Divas title on the line. And you basically get a quick match with AJ Lee versus Paige. AJ Lee takes most of the offense in the match and tries to get her Black Widow onto Paige, but Paige ends up hitting the Paige, reversing it, then turning it into the Paige Turner. Kind of botched it a little bit, but picked up the win after hitting the Paige Turner and pinning AJ Lee, and picked up the win here. 1, 2, 3, and your new Divas champion is Paige. As far as this goes, I like Paige. Paige is a very good wrestler. She's pretty okay on the mic, and somebody that the Divas division really needs right now. But the main thing is that where do you go from here? I really think that this may have been a little too early for her. I would have liked to have seen it happen at a pay-per-view and not just on a Raw. I like the fact that she came out tonight, but I would have loved it more if this was something where Paige kind of tried to get the upper hand on to AJ Lee, and Tamina came in and interfered for Paige. For AJ Lee, and that's how she retained her belt or something like that. But just for her to lose it like this, and for Paige to win it her first night in, it was kind of on a whimper, and I think that it could have been a lot better. But, hopefully that WWE is bringing something good out of this, and, I just like to see Paige there, and, the crowd got a big pop from it, so, it was pretty good. And AJ Lee was pissed off in the ring. So hopefully this is not the end, and we get a match at the pay-per-view with her and AJ Lee. And also I hope this is not the total end for AJ Lee, and after she does this feud, I hope that she's not done with the WWE, and that she continues to try to find ways to keep herself relevant in the company, but also finding ways to bring up the rest of the divas, and making a nice Divas division that has heels and faces in it, because AJ Lee's one of the good heels, just that they just need to do something else with her, and she had her time, basically. So next you get Hulk Hogan, who comes out and he basically does his stick, put himself over, saying how much he loved WrestleMania last night and how much he loved the Battle Royal, and introduces Antonio Cesaro. Antonio comes out, and Cesaro comes out and basically comes out with Zeb Coulter, shakes um, Hulk Hogan's hand, and Hulk Hogan leaves. Cesaro poses for a minute and gets ready to talk, but Zeb Coulter takes the mic from him and says that, tries, kind of pushes up Cesaro, saying that, he's a really great guy and stuff like that, and that's his dude, and that that Cesaro is a Zeb Coulter guy. And Cesaro kind of goes, no, 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 I'm not, and basically ends up saying he's a Paul Heyman guy. Paul Heyman comes out, puts over Cesaro, trashes on Zeb Coulter, and he goes to say, you know what, I got something to say to you and the announcers. Them two start arguing with each other, and Jack Swagger comes in, hits Cesaro, and trashes the trophy. And I really did like this. It's crazy how Paul Heyman's had so much heel heat from last night, and him and Brock Lesnar was just so hated right now. And even during their promo today, they were very much hated. But the love that people have for Cesaro right now, the admiration for people have for Cesaro right now, got not only Cesaro over, but putting Paul Heyman with Cesaro got that over too. So it's just crazy that, this guy, Paul Heyman, can not only put over a guy who's clearly one of the top heels in the company, especially after what happened with The Undertaker, but also put over another guy who's clearly going to be one of the top faces in the company for right now. And after that, you get a match with Antonio Cesaro and Jack Swagger. A pretty chill match here. It's basically Swagger and Cesaro coming in and putting in their movesets and, trying to go ham on each other. You get Cesaro, who ends up hitting these crazy leaping what do you call it, European uppercuts to Jack Swagger. And let me take a drink of water real quick. I'm starting to get dry. But start hitting these crazy European uppercuts to Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger goes down. Cesaro's about to hit the big swing, and also Paul Heyman starts calling Cesaro King of the Swing here. So he's about to hit Cesaro with the big swing, but about to hit Jack Swagger with the big swing, but Jack Swagger ends up getting out the ring and ends up taking a 10 count here. So what I thought right here was a very, 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 fun segment from Antonio Cesaro, and a pretty chill match afterwards, and a nice way to not only turn Cesaro face, but kind of bring Paul Heyman into the scene as well. And I'm very interested to how they're going to hold up both the face Antonio Cesaro, or the face Cesaro, and the heel Brock Lesnar at the same time, and whether or not this is just them giving something for Paul Heyman to do while Lesnar's not going to be there, which I hope that's not the case. So let's see what else we have here. So next you get a backstage segment with The Shield, Stephanie McMahon and Kane. And basically here Stephanie is yelling at both Kane and The Shield, talking about they need to help Triple H out tonight, and no matter what their feud between them two guys is, that they need to go and do exactly what they need to do. And she even brought up Undertaker for Kane, saying, I understand that you're pissed about what happened to your brother, but you need to go out there and do what your job is. So Kane kind of gets pissed off and says, it's kind of saying don't trust these guys, and saying to him that, Triple H is the one who kind of orchestrated the whole thing in the first place, so why the fuck are you trusting them right now? And it kind of like gives a little bit of hidden tension between them, and you're kind of wondering, okay, what's going to happen right now with The Shield? And Stephanie starts yelling and saying, you know what, are you guys going to do what we tell you to do, basically? And The Shield go, yes, and say, don't worry about it, we got it. So next you get your WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Daniel Bryan and Triple H. And before the match can even get started, you get the Evolution guys come out, and basically go ham on Daniel Bryan. They start beating him up, hitting him with RKO's and Batista bombs. Then Kane comes out, choke slams him, and they stand out and wait for Triple H. Triple H music hits. He comes out, gets the referee in the ring the bell, and it looks like Triple H is going to take the win right here and just screw over everybody. So he starts taking his time, chanting yes and stuff like that, and before you know it, the Shield come out. And the one thing I like this whole thing of, Triple H using the Evolution and the Authority guys to beat down on Daniel Bryan and not really take it a fair way as far as trying to get the championship back, but instead going in and just saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you and I'm gonna screw you over again. And the only problem I had with this was that it was a little bit kind of off because it took a little bit too much time for the Shield to get to the ring, and also about time they could have got there, Triple H could have pinned Daniel Bryan and got the 1-2-3. But you can look past that a little bit, and I thought it was very good the way the Shield came out. They still had on those face masks and stuff, so that was very good, and I liked how the creepy feel that it has to it. So you get the Shield who gets in the ring, the Evolution Authority gets into the ring, and they're still having a stare off. Triple H is trying to calm everything down and saying, we don't want to do this, we don't want to do this. So before anything else happens, Roman Reigns spears the shit out of Triple H, and it just goes ham right there, and these guys start going in, and the Shield just goes over like crazy and beating the shit out of those guys. So they surround Triple H, and before Triple H can do anything, he gets up and catches a knee from Daniel Bryan, the flying knee from Daniel Bryan, and there you go. So you get the Evolution who are on outside of the ring, just kind of salivating over everything that just happened, kind of pissed off about it. And you get the Shield and Daniel Bryan cheering in the ring, and that's the way you end Raw. And also you got Triple H saying, you know what, you want a war, you got a war. So as far as tonight's Raw goes, I thought it was very good. It's really, really showing what I hoped what was going to be the case after WrestleMania, and that was, this is going to be the WWE taking a serious shot at not only pushing all new guys, but they said it's a new era, so they're going to bring in the guys that's new, and they're going to push the other guys up, and they're just going to make this a whole new set of guys, a whole new set of rules, and make this different from what it's been the last few years. And I hope that really is the case, because you're not going to have the things to fall back on, like the Undertaker streak that you have for the last few years. And you're not going to have a lot of things to fall back on, like your older guys who may leave after you start bringing up these newer guys. So hopefully the WWE can really go in and really make something happen tonight. Highlights of the night most definitely was Daniel Bryan's promos, the Bray Wyatt Cena match, the Wyatt family and the Cena and his guys match. Paige winning the title I thought was a highlight, but I still think that it could have been better. The thing that happened with the Shield and Daniel Bryan at the end. What else? Oh, just finding out that all these NXT rookies are coming up. That was a very good thing. The first match in a long time with Bad News Barrett, that was very, very good. Let's see, what else? I thought the Tag Team Champion match was kind of a little bit of a letdown as far as it just being a squash match, but I did like to see that it was the Evolution kind of coming back and building themselves up. I like to see Rob Van Dam come back. I thought Alexander Rusev debut on Raw was pretty good. So yeah, it had a lot of good stuff here. The only thing that, and even though this was really good, it was kind of underwhelming to me, was the Paul Heyman promo with Brock Lesnar. I thought it was a very good promo, and I love Brock Lesnar's reaction. I love the look on his face with the bruise on his eye and everything, and him just hyping him up. But it kind of left me empty still because it really did nothing to quell that whole thing of the streak ending and okay, where do we go from here? So I think that was the only thing tonight that I wasn't 100% in love with But everything else with Antonio Cesaro and everything else was just very good tonight. And as far as my grade go, I would have to say A minus. Um, I was going B plus, but the way the show ended and just when you start thinking about everything that happened and what this show may mean for the future, and how they're setting up everything, I'm seeing that the WWE may be taking themselves seriously as far as we're going to push something to the future, and this is what we're going to do, and we're kind of leaving one era and really moving on to the next. So I thought it was a really good show, and hopefully WWE can build off the top of this. And like, comment, subscribe. Links down below. Hit me up. Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook. Find me Christopher Wallace on Facebook. And thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking if you do like. And I will keep doing these reviews as long as I can. It's late, so I'm about to end this review. Peace.